The miracles Jesus performed, healing the sick, driving out demons, and raising the dead, left little doubt that he was sent by God. These were the tools he used to get the attention of large crowds in order to share with them the truth about the coming kingdom of heaven. Naturally, as the crowds grew and his mission field expanded, he needed help sharing the good news. For this reason, Jesus anointed his 12 disciples to begin teaching on his behalf. Of course, since the ministry of Jesus, the mission field has expanded many times, and now the modern-day disciples of Christ have been called to spread the good news of the kingdom of heaven. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Therefore beseech the Lord of the harvest to send out workers into his harvest." Jesus came to earth to gather his sheep and shepherd them into his kingdom. That message has not changed. Those of us who consider ourselves disciples have an obligation to continue following these specific teachings of Jesus. "And as you go, preach, saying, 'The kingdom of heaven is at hand.'" Of course, the 12 disciples that traveled with Jesus were given the same miraculous powers of healing that he had. This was a powerful demonstration of their authority to teach on his behalf. Jesus summoned his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal every kind of disease and every kind of sickness. Unfortunately, these miraculous signs are no longer available for today's disciples. Today we have the miraculous Word of God. Today we have the detailed record of the life and teaching of Jesus to share with those who are unaware. We have the documentation of the miracles both Jesus and his disciples performed. Today, true disciples are identified by their adherence to a strict interpretation of the Bible. Another interesting instruction Jesus gave to his 12 disciples was to travel light. They were told to depend completely on the Lord for their sustenance and lodging. It was expected that they would be cared for by those receiving their message. Do not acquire gold or silver or copper for your money belts, or a bag for your journey, or even 2 coats or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worthy of his support. Today, disciples of Jesus are supported by the members of their congregation, and this may be what Jesus had in mind. However, some who proclaim to be disciples seem to be more dependent on personal wealth than they are on God. There's no way to see inside anyone's heart, but a lavish lifestyle is not something Jesus taught to be a godly objective. Another important distinction Jesus made was to avoid wasting time on those who were unwilling to listen. It's not uncommon today to see street preachers shouting their message to passers-by who have absolutely no interest in hearing the good news. Based on the teachings of Jesus, it's hard to imagine this would be a technique that would receive his approval. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet. The harvest today is larger than ever, and the need for workers is enormous. Is God calling you into the field to seek and save the lost? Jesus teaches that you should be totally dependent on God. He also teaches that you are not to waste your time on those who are uninterested. Finally, your authority is your strict adherence to the extraordinary Word of God. If you keep these 3 things in mind, you can be certain you will be blessed with a bountiful harvest.